What's up, internet? My name's Mr. Jimbles, and welcome to A Trash Guide 2. Mamoswine. Ordinarily, we'd have some introduction to the Pokemon we're covering in the current video, but this fuzzy, thick boy needs no introduction. Look at him. Look at how goddamn wide he is. It's glorious. This frosty girth machine has now hit the Unite Arena and is stomping around like it's nobody's business, and hoo-wee is it marvelous. Now, I imagine that you want to know how to pilot this wonderful ball of fur, so let's get right into it. Mamoswine is a melee defender. Being true to the form of that title, his damage is not amazing, but you aren't here for the damage. You're here to ruin the life of anyone on the opposing team that wants to have even a small amount of fun. Between your mighty passive granting you better defensive stats, your great HP, and your insane playmaking capability, you're a credit to any team that'll take this porky boy. Now you ready to get fine with the swine? Let's talk item, sir. Buddy barrier for HP and supporting your weakling allies every time you drop your Unite move. The swine is big, and the swine needs to be bigger. Buddy barrier allows that to happen. We'll talk more about your Unite move later, but it's a real doozy, and adding an absolutely massive shield on top of it is some beautiful icing on the cake. Focus band for extra defenses and that spicy health recovery when you are low. Late game, with a few levels under your belt, you become a raid boss for your enemy team, requiring at least a 2v1 fight to take down. Focus sash extends the length of that raid fight, granting you some HP regen once you've dropped below a certain threshold. Finally, either score shield or muscle band as a cheeky final item. Score shield for even more hit points and a happy little shield every time you score, or muscle band to round out your damage a little and make it so you have a decent chance in 1v1 battles. Personally, I lean more towards muscle band because I only know aggression, but I definitely think there's merit in the score shield department. Now for your trainer item. X speed is decent, but you know what your boy is about to suggest. That's right, the only option. Eject button! In my mind, it's just too good. Teleporting up in someone's business and ruining their entire day makes my heart sore, and it's a feeling that I need to share with the whole damn world. Now that your items are all in order, queue up, insta-lock Mamoswine, and pick a lane. Mamoswine pretty much works anywhere, but I prefer taking him to a lane over the jungle. There's a lot to be said for taking a weak little carry from the early game and taking them kicking and screaming to their full potential later on. Once you're in a game, you'll notice that you're in fact a tiny boy yourself. That's right, you need to tough through the early game yourself as Swinub. Once on your way to lane, pick up Ice Shard. This funky little move fires 3 blasts of ice in an area, freezing anyone caught by all 3. Ice Shard will carry you through your Swinub adventures, as it allows you a bit of range to start the game with. Share the early farm with your lane partner, but make sure you hit level 3 before you start skirmishing with the enemy team. Once you get that fabled level 3, pick up Tackle. This move is a really useful dash that displaces any mons in your way. This move's a great escape tool and an even better engage tool. At this point, alongside your useful as hell passive, you have 3 different ways to lock down an opponent. Use your Ice Shard on a group of enemies, tackle them so they have to stay in the Ice Shard zone long enough to be frozen, and then use the boosted attack from your passive to keep one of the enemies in place even longer. Keep up the pressure and farm long enough to reach level 6 and grow up into Pillow-Swine, moving out of your mom's basement and finally getting a small apartment with your friends. Alongside your childhood toys, you've also outgrown Ice Shard, and it's time to replace it with arguably one of the most fun moves to use in this whole goddamn game, Ice Fang. This mighty move allows you to pick up an enemy, freezing them, and then slamming them into the ground either in front of you or behind you, dealing damage to everyone in an AoE around them, and freezing everyone in that AoE. Once you find yourself at level 8, pick up High Horsepower. This move allows you to imitate a goddamn train, dashing in a direction and taking the opposing Pokemon hit by it with you, dealing more AoE damage once you reach your destination, and stunning anyone that dares to stay in close proximity to you after that fact. At this point, use your moveset to basically just put every enemy Pokemon wherever the hell you want them to be. Their position is no longer their decision to make whenever you share a screen with them. Finally, once you hit level 10, you grow up properly. You drift apart from your friends, settle down, get a boring job, and sort of live life on autopilot for a while. Wake up, go to work, come home, argue about the futility of life with your significant other, go to bed, and repeat. Every now and then, the monotony of adult life will become too much to bear, and you'll break out of the cycle, and that, my friend, is when you need your new Unite move, the Mammoth Mash. When you use this move, you stomp around, dealing surprisingly respectable damage in an AoE with each stomp, and slowing nearby Pokemon. On the final stomp, you knock all nearby Pokemon into the air in a defiant middle finger to growing old. This move is shockingly useful for stealing or securing objectives such as Zapdos or Dreadnought, as the damage and crowd control you put out is normally enough to finish the objective, while everyone else on the enemy team is either dead or up in the air wondering how the hell they got there. Now you're drunk on the Mamoswine Mamo-Wine, I've only got one advanced technique for you this Mamo time, but boy is it a spicy one. Advanced technique, the Yoinkaroo. Using your unique combination of moves, you have the capacity from level 8 onwards to simply steal away a member of the enemy team. Use Ice Fang on an enemy that has found themselves a little too close to the swine, slamming them behind you, and then immediately follow up with High Horsepower. Provided you've got a member of team or 2 on side, that enemy has very little chance of surviving, especially if you've positioned in such a way that you have dragged them into your speed zone. Now you've become a master of the swine, get out there and live your best life. Work on how you think about your day-to-day, and do your best to do something every day that makes you happy. reconnect with your buddies, fix your marriage, and wake up to a brighter tomorrow. If you enjoyed this video and want to support the channel at all, please consider subscribing. Less than 10% of you guys are subscribers, and YouTube's algorithm does not help small creators out with that particularly well. In any case, if you want to learn to play other Pokemon the trash and therefore correct way, please check out our other guides just here. Peace!